Today we're going to learn how to play Get Lucky. Get Lucky is a card game based on Kill Dr. Lucky, the board game. In both games, Dr. Lucky is a crazy old man wandering around his house, and we are all trying to kill him. He's hard to kill, so if you're going to win this game, you've got to get lucky. Get Lucky has 2 decks of cards, 15 characters, and 57 other cards. It also has 1 pawn to represent Dr. Lucky. To start, shuffle the character cards and deal 2 to each player face up. Put 3 more characters in the middle, that's the drawing room. If you have fewer than 6 players, some of the characters will stay out of play. Each player starts with 6 cards. Dr. Lucky starts on the lowest numbered character. Every turn, he moves by the numbers from one character to the next, and the turn moves with him. When Dr. Lucky visits the drawing room, it's nobody's turn, and sometimes players can draw cards. On your turn, you can do one of 4 things. You can draw a card, play a card, swap a character with the drawing room, or make a murder attempt. Drawing is pretty simple. You take 1 card off the deck. When the deck is empty, you don't reshuffle it, so drawing is no longer an option. Playing a card works like this. There are 3 kinds of upgrade card that you can play on your own characters, and they all work the same way. They're called weapons, motives, and opportunities, and the only difference is that a character can only have 1 of each. For every character, there's 1 perfect weapon, motive, and opportunity card. For that character, those cards are twice as good. Play the perfect card sideways so everyone can see it's worth more, 2 points instead of the usual 1 point. You can swap one of your characters with the drawing room. Everything associated with that character, including Dr. Lucky, moves with him. You can use your turn to attack Dr. Lucky with the character that he's visiting. Just say you're making a murder attempt and that's your turn. Starting on your left, every player gets a chance to stop you by discarding Dr. Lucky's luck. Luck is shown on most cards by 1 or 2 shamrocks. Some cards have no shamrocks, but they can still be used for luck in very special circumstances. A murder attempt is worth 1 point per card in the stack, including the murderer. Perfect upgrades are worth 2 points. Every point in the murder attempt must be counteracted by 1 point of luck or the murderer wins the game. To play luck, you have to discard valuable cards, so it's usually a good idea to pass on playing luck, at least if you think someone further down the line has this one covered. Spite cards are played for extra player-hurting power. Rather than just being worth 1 luck, spite cards attach permanently to the murderer and are always worth -1. With spite, a murderer can get weaker and can actually be reduced to a value of 0. When Dr. Lucky visits the drawing room, players draw cards, sometimes. Starting with the player who took the last turn, draw a card if you're holding fewer cards than the number on the character the doctor is visiting. Early on, your murder attempts will probably fail. You need to spend the first part of the game building up strength, but every attempt you make takes cards out of other players' hands, and that is your ultimate goal, to hold enough of your own cards and force other players to discard until you're able to make the decisive murder attempt. So that's how you do it. Now let's go get lucky. I want to tell you about Go First Dice. This is a special set of 4 12-sided dice numbered 1 through 48, and they're designed for just one thing, deciding who goes first. They're perfectly fair for every position, and they never roll a tie, and you can learn more about them at cheapass.com.